Right, apologies if you can hear a dog barking. I'm going to have a look at this. It's a little LCD telly with it's got a built-in DVD player. It's a Kenmark 19LVD00DI. Problem with it is there's no sound. Turn it on. Everything else seems to work on it, I think. Well, I haven't tried tuning it, but that won't be needed because I think it's just going to be used for some through HDMI and maybe DVD. But so this is Hancock's half hour on this DVD. So that's up on full blast, that. And there's no, it's not on mute or anything. There's a headphone socket on it. These headphones are snapped, but they do work. There's nothing through them headphones either. And it's not just DVD, it's on everything. And let's get the back off. Right, so speakers, it's these wires here, and they go to here. So this must be sound bit. Right, now this chip here is an amplifier chip. This little stereo amplifier thing, Philips. Well, it's NXP like, but same thing. I think well, I'll see what if that's actually getting a supply. I'll turn it on and see what. I'll have to find out what the pins are. Alright, so switch the telly on. It's getting 10.8 volts, which is enough, I think. So I think I'll have to put on a disc or something and check, see if there's any audio getting to the amplifier chip. Alright, so we've got a disc playing now. and that's one of inputs. That's other input. So I wonder if that chip's gone, because there seems to be audio going in but none coming out, but there does seem to be a power supply to it. It's quite hot. The outputs pin 4 and 6. That's pin 4. That's pin 6. So it just seemed like it might be that chip. I've just been having a look at the data sheet and I noticed that there's a standby input on it, which is pin 8, and to put it into standby you connect it to rail, you know, to pin 7. Oh, this is pin 8, 7.2, pin 7, 10.47. So that looks like it is in standby. I'll have to look at how that's what it's wired to. Right, so the thing, the mute, the standby pin, it's connected to collector of this transistor here, and I've tested the base, and that's at you know, about 0 volts. So I need to see where this base goes to, but I can't really see where it goes just with naked eye. Just looking at it, I'll get a magnifying glass out and see if I can see, but it might, trace might disappear off somewhere, so I'll have to I don't know. I don't really want to like have to take this board out, because it'll be an absolute nightmare trying to do that, because there's loads of wires plugged into it and stuff. The base of that's connected to the middle point of these two resistors that are in series, like a sort of voltage divider. One side of it's connected to this capacitor that goes to 0 volts, and other side of it is connected to this other transistor here, which is a PMP one, and then the base of it is connected through this resistor, and it seems to be connected to rail, or there's certainly continuity to it. If I do that, but what I have noticed, so I'm thinking that seems a bit odd, you know, like why would it just be connected like that? I thought there must be something else connected to it. What I have found is this thing, this diode here, if I measure it that way, 0.001, and measure it this way, 0.002, continuity mode, it seems to be a short. So I'm wondering if it actually is connected to this diode. That diode seems to be short circuit anyway, although whether it is or it's something else that's short, that's like in parallel with it, I don't know. But I'm thinking if I remove that, and then I can see what's get a better idea of what's actually happening. So I've had a look for try and find a circuit, any information about it. This I mean, that I've looked for model number, I've looked for this number on this board, and I can find these boards for sale, but I can't find an actual diagram. I've taken it out. Yeah, that's a bit more of a reasonable thing. So perhaps it's that diode. Test diode, it's that's one way. That's other way. Yeah. So that diode's bust. Hopefully that's all it is. I ain't got any surface mount diode, so I'm going to surface mount a through hole diode. Capacitor's in way, should have done it other way. Never mind. Looks right. I'll try it again now. Right. Plugged it in again on pin 9. It's still thingy. Maybe it is actually just connected to that. Turn it off. Yeah. So it is actually connected to that. Right, I've just been having a look at data sheet for that chip again, and I think I read it wrong first time, because I think it's actually supposed to be I, that pin, when it's not in standby, and it's low when it's in standby. So it looks like it's that chip itself that's probably the problem. So I'll most likely have to get a new one, I think. Right, I've got a new one of these chips. Well, I mean, it's not new, it's older than one that's in there, I think, because it's got a Philips logo on it. But I'll have to remove this DVD player, I think, to get to it, and then unscrew some screws. Right then, test out this TV, see if that's fixed it. Switch it on. Neighbour's playing music, so hopefully it don't get picked up. I think there should be some sound on that. That should definitely have sound. Right, so that's not solved the problem. Turn it off. Right, so we're gonna have to look further into it. So probably, I bet that chip worked. I bet it's something else. But it's not that standby pin. And I mean, that chip's also doing the same, presumably. No sound. I'll have another look at datasheet. Now this is application circuit in datasheet, and on pin 3 you've got this internal half VP. So that way I think it's about 11 volts supply on there, so that should be about 5.5 volts I think, with this this capacitor here, like smoothing it. So I will have a look, and if we look at this sort of diagram of the chip, the block diagram of the internal chip, this is that standby switch. So if that's at full, that's basically going to be full rail voltage there. Then you've got this 215k resistors, a voltage divider, and that's output to that pin 3 there, so it should be half at supply voltage. So I'm going to check that, because I'm running out of things to check. Right, switched it on. It's started running on to pin 3. That's pin 1, pin 2, pin 3. That's at 0. So I wonder what's going on there. It must be that capacitor that's on there, must be short circuit or something, I bet. That'll be funny, that, if I've gone and like got this chip and then it's just a capacitor. But I'll have to take this out again and check the capacitor. Right, so here we are. This is pin 3. I've got this on continuity test mode. So if I just test it to earth, yeah, it's short to earth. So that seems to be the capacitor. Yeah. So it's that capacitor there. But if I replace that, and I bet it works. Right, I've replaced that capacitor. Try to tell you again. Oh, daff it. You have a nice one. Oh, I think I had a nice one. Thing there, a little pop from speaker. Put that on wrong setting. 5.16, that's a good start. There we are. Sorted. So that's that telly fixed now. I can put it back together. A bit of a lesson in make sure you check everything before you start replacing chips, because quite often, I mean, I was rushing it a bit there, you see, and if I'd have checked more thoroughly, I would have found that, and I wouldn't have had to get that chip, because I would have just replaced that capacitor. But never mind, I've got that other chip probably works, so I've got that to mess about with, or maybe use in some other project or something. So it doesn't really matter. But I mean, if it was something expensive, then you know, you have to be more careful. Right, thanks for watching, and goodbye.